Hello, Brian. Didn't did not see you join the call down here, my bad. Hmm.
Pico Singularity, thank you so much for the resub. Happy to have you here. We are just about ready to get started.
Alright. You said I'm assuming it's the one with no Ash, no Phoenix
Yeah, no Ash, no
karma.
Phoenix is my karma.
Oh god, this line sucks. Okay, it's doable. It's a rough lane.
Hmm. Oh, Roberto, you're looking in the wrong place. Pico Singularity, thank you so much again for the resub. I am so happy you're here.
Okay, are we
That's okay. Have a
ready?
good night. Thank you for stopping by.
Are we ready to get her started?
Yes. I just need to figure out how to. Where's the properties? Okay, so if I make this full screen, does that work? No. Duplicate.
Let me know when we're good.
And should have had this Discord thing set up earlier. I thought it would be.
Hmm.
Oh, it's one. It's how the game capture will show my work email, but it won't show Discord.
Yeah, screw Discord. Crap program, anyways. Ugh.
It does struggle.
I'd say it rides the struggle bus, except for I'm pretty sure the struggle bus rides it.
Here we go. Discord capture. Add source. Window. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, now.
Oh, I forgot. My screen share captures my audio now, huh?
I have it muted on my end.
Oh, okay, perfect. I was like, I
Yeah.
keep forgetting I need to like
Yeah.
unclick audio.
I do
But
need to
that's good.
crop out some of the excess here. How many pixels do you think from each?
Actually, in that case, then I'm just gonna put my regular post.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there we go. Okay, so
You ready?
400 from left and right, and then 100 from the top, 200 from the top, and 300 from the bottom, I'm guessing. Yeah, that looks about right. We stretch this to fit in the little box, and we are good to go. Thank you for your patience with that. I have my
Good.
pen, I have my note cards, I have my notes from last time. I am ready.
So, couple things. The games that I have seen, both on stream and like when I get bored and download stuff off of your match history, um, I feel like we are starting to figure out mid-late game. Not quite 100% because like I've noticed like sometimes I think it was if I go back to your match history, there was like a couple games where there was a fight where you were playing against a champion. Yeah, I think it was like Cho'Gath or something, where like we went into like miniguns a little bit too early, and then
Ooh.
we couldn't sidestep his like Q or something in a couple fights. It's like there are certain champions with point and click abilities that you can't minigun against, even if it's like ideal to minigun. Like one example, that's pretty easy off the top of my head is like Nasus, where you can't minigun him until he withers someone that's not you,
That makes sense.
because I mean, his weather outranges your minigun, and it doesn't matter how well you play. I mean, he's just going to click minigun, and then your damage is going to go down the crapper. So that's just something like I noticed we have a little bit of trouble on. Stutter stepping is getting better, everything, etc. So I think tonight I want to largely focus on lane. We'll do like a little bit of mid game, late game review, but mostly just like walking to through team fights and stuff. Because I desperately need to like improve your fight literacy a little bit. I've noticed, um,
That also makes sense.
and that's why part of the review I'm going to try something new, and we're going to see how that works. And if it doesn't work, then great. Oh well. And if it does work, great. But I do need you at the end of tonight to tell me what you think of this and whether or not you think it's more or less helpful than what we currently do.
Okay.
That being said, we'll start with the normal stuff. Win cons of this lane. Ours, theirs, go.
Okay, so Twitch Lulu is an insanely powerful late game lethal combination. Um, so I do want to try and bully him a little bit. That being said, him coming out of Q, especially if Lulu has an attack speed steroid, means that when he comes out of Q, it's like his most dangerous like moment for me. I need to make sure that I do not try and trade with him in that state. I should be able to get control of the wave, especially because I have a Karma who does a really good job of um, doing AoE damage to waves, which again just helps get control. So my general strategy for this lane is keep control of the wave, take control of the wave. I do outrange Twitch with my rockets for as long as he's not ulting. So hopefully I can use that to harass him. Hopefully Karma can also hopefully get a little bit of harass. But this is not a trading lane. This is a poke them if I can do it without taking damage lane, especially because Lulu's early poke is actually really brutal. Um, yeah, so my focus is shove him under turret. Don't let him use his invisibility to get like huge stat checks on me. And then, yeah, just try and make him force on playing the I need to focus on farming game instead of the I'm looking for opportunities to kill Jinx game.
Okay. What's his win con generally speaking then? What is he generally looking for?
So Twitch would love to be able to just farm safely and then get to late game and do like show up in fights with a flank and just kill everyone at the same time.
Kind of. That is definitely like a win con, but Twitch also just wins this lane at level 6. Every time his ult is up, he just wins all ins, and there's basically nothing you can do about it because Karma has little to no instantaneous CC. So you have 5 levels to try and generate a lead, where he's in a position where he can't realistically do that. Also, early game, worth noting that Twitch generally wins like mid range. It's not like a short trade. It's hard to describe, but basically he wins when he queues onto you, and then if he can keep the fight to the 6 seconds or slightly less than the 6 seconds of his Q AS steroid, then he will generally beat you if he's queuing onto you with Lulu buffs because Lulu buffs are generally going to be stronger than Karma buffs, especially if Lulu gets close enough to poly you during the middle of the trade. So that is also something worth noting that you do generally lose like the mid duration trade to all ins during laning phase if you allow Twitch to get on you in a semi even lane state. But if he's like queuing onto you in a fairly large wave state, you can still beat him. Also worth noting that if the fight goes longer than his QAS roid, then you can try and run him down with your fact that your minigun doesn't have any downtime. But that's like again something that we need to be cognizant of. Adjustments to the game plan that I would like to make. Understanding that mid late game, we basically don't get to catch any waves until we see Twitch because Twitch can, if he's even or ahead, can take out like 90% of our HP with his ult. The only sour time for him to try and do this is sometime 90 seconds before an objective because his ult has a minute and a half cooldown. So if we can die, so if he ults 90 seconds before the objective and we're still up for the objective, then that's actually one of those times where it would actually be worth it to die to Twitch just because then he wouldn't have his ult for the team fight. If our team's trying to take the fight. But that's like a niche exception and I don't want you to like int for like his ult, right? That's
Yeah.
still not good. Just a timing that's worth noting. Laning phase, yes, definitely want to arrest control of the wave early and aggressively. Karma outpokes Lulu, especially because it's Comet Karma, and Karma has a much better level 1 than Lulu. Karma's poke is AoE, and it has a higher base damage, and she has ult, and Lulu loses a lot of damage if she pokes through the wave. Yes, you outrange Twitch, and you outclear him, so we definitely want to look to try and clear this wave and try and shove in as consistently as possible. Build 1 to 2 wave crashes, but we definitely do want the first priority of every lane should just be how to get um, wave control. It shouldn't necessarily be trading. Trading
Okay.
comes afterwards. Um, so let's see how this goes.
Yeah, that makes sense. There's pretty much never a time where I want to be the one farming under turret.
Wait, farming?
Well, trying like if I'm the one that's constantly shoved under my turret, that's not where I want to be,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, you almost never want to be shoved under turret. So obviously, like already, right? This is really, really bad
Yep.
because this causes us to forfeit wave 1, which is at the opposite of our win condition, which is to try and get an early shove. So right now, this is wrong. Unfortunately, like you can't walk here because if Twitch is here or here with Q, then you're going to lose the 2v1 trade. So this is realistically, you should be slightly further back just in case Twitch shows up. You just want to be at the edge of EXP range when your support screws you this badly.
Okay.
When Twitch doesn't show up, uh, yeah, hugging topside's fine because you don't know if he's in this bush, but once Twitch shows up and anywhere on this part of the screen, you want to pivot from the top side of the lane to the bottom side of the lane so that you can play from bottom side of the bush and abuse wave clear advantage. You don't want to walk to the bush right now just because you don't know if they're in the bush right now. Okay, this is good. We immediately pivot to the bot side of the lane because we now see where they are. This is good. Good auto attack. We want to get control of the wave. Good auto attack. So again, right, there are no skill shots between Lulu and Twitch that we care about dodging, unless we're talking about Glitterlands. But even then, because Twitch is on top side and we want to focus all our poke whenever possible on Twitch, and we don't really care about poking Lulu, yes, it's usually better to stay on bot side so that way we can shove, shoot them, and then back off into the bush. But we want to play on the same side of the lane as Twitch because we have the push advantage right now.
Okay. Okay. And then how much weight does Karma being on the top side of the lane have towards my interest in positioning? So I know that I want to
I
stay in
mean,
the bush so I can drop aggro if I land an auto on Twitch or Lulu.
it doesn't realistically matter. You just want to be here in this case because we have wave control and we are trying to poke Twitch. It makes it actually a little bit better because now, the distance between us and Twitch is going to be a much tighter triangle versus like what it is currently in that, the distance is pretty long here and you can't really trade on the Twitch. And again, right, the whole point is always try and take isolated trades on the enemy AD carry that supports HP, generally speaking, not always, is a lot less valuable. So because Lulu is down here, we want to give ourselves a chance to trade with our support, or at the very least take favorable trades against the enemy AD carry. Right, so we want to avoid where the support is, and we want to go to where the AD carry is because currently we have a push advantage and a wave advantage. Good auto. This is one where you would step up because you just saw the Lulu used E, so you could look for one rocket auto on her. This step back is probably wrong because you should be immediately swap because Twitch is actually let me ask you a question. What is Twitch's like next 5 seconds objective? Like what is he looking at right
He's
now?
looking at that caster with almost no health.
Right. So what is our response to him looking at that caster?
I have nothing that I need to kill, so I want to rocket him in the face.
Right. Okay, we get that's a really good rocket. It shoves the wave. And then we didn't necessarily need to rocket that one because it was still at 3 autos away, but yeah, that's fine. We get control of the wave with a rocket. This is good. Our Karma's overshoving a little bit, which sucks, but that's fine. Okay, we already have the shove, which is why this rocket is wrong.
Okay, I thought that
Because,
rocket was also going to hit Lulu's health.
okay. Oh, it does. But I mean, again, right, the trades on Lulu we don't care about as much. We take shots on Lulu if it's like for free, and technically that one is, but like we step up into her E, which makes it wrong. You don't want to step into the enemy support or enemy champion period. Oh my crap. You don't want to step into the enemy support period when you're doing something else, right? Remember that concept of like turns, right? Where
Yep.
we don't want to like when it's not our turn and then we step into their like range, that just makes it so they can get free trades on us. Okay, I think this is where we want it to be. Yeah, this is okay. Yeah,
Yep.
this is where we were. Yeah, this is just like a spacing error.
Yeah,
You
I
trade
made
one auto and an
a
E for
few of
nothing.
those with Lulu.
Mm-hmm.
I kept trying to space correctly, but then every time I would think I'd get an advantage auto attack on her, she'd also get damage on me. And I was like,
Yeah,
crap.
her E is about 600 range. Like you're not outranging it with your rockets usually. It's just generally not. This is the other reason, right? In a lot of support matchups, it's almost never worth it to trade one-on-one against a support unless you, for some reason or other, think you can outrange them, or you have like Karma shield you off of the trades. But like if your Karma is showing that she's not shielding as the trades are happening, that's not good. Like this is wrong. And the reason this is wrong is because you're an AD carry, and there's no plating pre 5 minutes. So we don't give a rat's ass about trading HP with the support. What are we trying to trade our health on?
Uh, the enemy
Almost always.
ADC or for money.
Right. The wave or the enemy ADC, right? So this is almost always just not going to be worth it, especially because look where our Karma is, right? She's not in position to help us here, right?
Yeah.
She can maybe E us, and yeah, like Karma should have E'd us as Lulu showed up, but she didn't. So that's fine. But let me ask you a question. Alternatively, where should we be standing, and what should we be attempting to shoot?
So I think I should be standing towards the bottom of the wave, and then either shooting the turret or Twitch.
Oh, you can't shoot Twitch. Look where he is.
Well, yeah, not right now, but if he walks up. So right now I should be in, I'd say like the top corner four, and
Corner
shooting the
four,
turret.
right here.
No, closer. Sorry. Yep, there.
This one.
Yep.
Yeah, I would personally, just because I want to be able to cover more of the area here, I would be personally a little bit closer to 2 or 3. Um, yeah, it kind of sucks that my support is trolling, but like, you want to be somewhere around here so that you can shoot the tower, and then back up towards Karma while still threatening, on Twitch.
Okay.
So usually, like, don't get me wrong, usually this is correct. The reason it's not correct right now is because your trading target is the Lulu, and your support is not shielding you.
Gotcha.
Don't get me wrong. If your support was like shielding you and like actually trading, then you could take the 2v1 trade on Lulu, and then it's correct. But or you could say I'm doing this to like see how my support plays. Because if your support doesn't shield you on this play, that's a bad play. If your support shields you on the play, then it's a good play. Because you're trading no HP for their HP, right? It doesn't matter whose HP you're trading for. Then you're just trading pure positive. But
Yeah, just for you.
if you're trading one for one on the enemy support, it's just bad. Okay, the auto hits 3. That one hits the wave and Lulu, so that one's fine. Good. Okay. Again, right? We're stepping into Lulu's range again. Kind of sucks, but at least Karma shields that one. That's great. At this point, right? Lunu has finished 3 camps. We definitely want to look for a ward just in case Warwick does some weird 3 camp shenanigans. But if we don't, then, I mean, as long as we're trading properly under tower, this is fine. It looks like we went for the one auto and then we're going to go for the ward. This is good. Good timing. Oh, what happened here? Yeah, this is, again, right? We're just constantly isolating ourselves against Lulu. Lulu gets EQ off. We don't take any damage, so that one's fine. But again, just not a good habit to get into. That one, Karma does a good job shielding it off. That's fantastic. And now we don't necessarily need this rocket here because we already have the shovel on the wave.
Yeah, and they've already kind of ceded control as well. I think I might have been thinking, oh, it's time to like finish having this because it's a cannon wave, so it's my best chance for a cheater recall.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the case, then that's fine. It's just one of those things where you don't necessarily need to do it because you already have an HP advantage, right? Cheater recall is when you're trying to reset tempo and or abuse your tempo to get a clean back off because you want out of this lane. But when is Jinx stronger than Twitch?
Pre level
We're just
6.
right. So do we want to give him any extra time when he's under 6 and we're under 6?
No.
Right. We just kind of want him to suffer under tower for as long as possible. Okay. That's just canceling an auto attack and like screwing spacing a little bit. Like we can kite a little bit lower as hold on. Let's see. Can we do this? I wish there were like finer time controls other
Then
than
just
this
15
garbage.
seconds? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This one, you see, if you don't cancel that auto, then it's fine. Technically, we could have like kited lower as we tried to auto twitch, but that's fine. Just to get slightly further away from Jinx, but I mean Lulu, that's fine. Again, right? We're trading autos onto Lulu. We need to stop doing this. Great. This is fantastic spacing, by the way. This is fine. Kind of sucks that we're this low, but we still have heal. Oh, we don't have heal because Karma won't ignite. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. At this point, like all we can realistically do, because Nunu and the Warwick are top, we basically can either say A, we outrange them and Karma has better poke, or B, we can take the reset. Resetting here is not bad, but we do have the option to stay here technically, just because of support matchup. But you have to trust your support because you have barrier. That and you'll like lifesteal up more. What's wrong about this play?
I have the shield and I should be autoing the. Well, first, like, if I knew that Karma was going in, which I. Oh, and I have fully ranked minigun, so I should just be autoing his face. Especially because. Well, she just used her shield on herself. The only shielding I have is barrier.
Okay, good. This is the kind of read that you need to get better at. And this is a very hard read, and I need you to. I'm going to play this at half speed, and I want you to tell me exactly when you made the mistake, what mistake it probably is, and what the better course of play is.
Okay. Right there when he popped his barrier, I feel like I should have just run away.
Okay, cool. The answer is the mistake is right. Where is it? Let me show you exactly where it is. Right here. That's where the mistake is. Do you understand why it's a mistake?
Oh, I can hit him with my W from here. Yeah, I don't need to get any closer.
Right. And to be fair, does Wing him here accomplish much?
Oh, no, because he's got the shield.
Right. Do we need to do anything here?
No, so I should just back up and wait for the shield to expire.
Right. Because our Karma has shield. We know for a fact Lulu still has flash. We know for a fact Twitch has barrier. We are under no obligation currently to shoot Twitch in any way, shape, or form. We have two options. We can either A, W him once the shield wears off and we can walk back, or B, we can wait for the shield to wear off and we can shoot him in rockets.
Yeah, in the
Right?
meantime, there's a minion that I can take, right? I can still play towards the bush side of the lane.
Right. And then once you see this barrier, then I mean obviously you're already in the middle of your W, it's too late, right? But I mean you don't need you didn't even need to be here and you're gonna get his barrier. And then you should have just buried him instantly. I mean flashed instantly the second that hits. The other option is like once you realize you're screwed, you waste your barrier duration by flashing. And this again, this is just all like really, really small stuff, but this is like literally the difference between you winning and losing laning phases. Like you, the basic concept is largely good now. It's just your fight literacy is poor. You don't have Twitch has not queued yet, and I know that's really hard to read in the middle of the fight, but you should. I mean, that's like something we should be looking at.
Yeah.
And you have fully ramped minigun, which means that currently you're stronger than Twitch, and that's fine. But look how much HP we actually don't barrier. We lose 60 HP worth of barrier because we're just running here. If we had just shot once or twice while we ran away with barrier, then I mean we're still gonna die because we already screwed up at the start, right? Because
Yeah.
we didn't give ourselves a chance. But at least we would get one or two autos off. If you're going to barrier, you need to use your barrier. If that makes any sense, right? Like this barrier loses 60 HP out of 142 because we let the barrier time out. And technically, we didn't even need to barrier, right? We could have just flashed before and then barriered afterwards. Because we could have flashed the Lulu Q. But yeah, these are just like small things that are like the difference between you winning and losing this fight. Like, imagine if you were still up and Twitch didn't have, and Twitch, and you saw a barrier, right? Twitch flashes on you, you barrier, and then you're playing at range, so it doesn't matter. And then look how unplayable this lane is if you don't die here. Even if Karma still gets 2 assists, you would still get 2 assists. Twitch doesn't get any kills. And then look at this. He loses the wave and a half because Karma still has RQ. Or is going to have RQ.
Yeah.
Like, the lane is over now. And don't get me wrong. Like, these fights are really, 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 really hard to read and do. But I'm going... This is, like, I think what I want to focus on tonight is your fight literacy and how early game fights look. And that's why I'm going to show you what some of the games I did on the other account looks like. This we should just be trying to get the shove out. Again, right? We don't necessarily need to trade with Lulu, just keep trading at max range. Try and shove the wave out. This is fine. Okay, we have Scout Slingshot, which is something that we can play around. Just, one auto trade's just got a little bit more valuable, or a lot more valuable, more realistic, because it's an extra, like, 40% extra damage. Yep, and that's fine. Yep. Okay. That's just mechanics, right? Just aiming your W slightly farther down, whatever, it's fine. I would prefer that we were rocketing the wave down a little bit more. Again, right? The step number one in this lane pre-6 is always try and get shove. And then it's harder for him to queue because then he has to deal with your wave,
Yeah.
and his timing. Okay, but his Q is down, which means that he's weak for the next 10 seconds because that's how long his Q lasts. His Q cooldown is after he uses it. We have another 5 seconds. So what's wrong about this immediately?
I should be in rockets, and I should
Right.
be looking to shove the wave.
Yep. Right. We're just walking. See how close we are to the wave and how we were in rocket range a long time ago.
Yeah. So, I'm. Yeah.
And then that's really bad from Karma because you already got control of the wave and she Targons it at 40%. Here's where you don't have to shoot this wave and minion until the very end because you've already secured the push. This is good. We shoot once into Lulu and we're doing it at max range. This is good. At this point, right? I mean, it's just faster to get out of Twitch's poison by going up here. Oh my god, that's a god-awful arrow. Let's try that again. Go up here instead of down here, just because the path length is longer to get out of the poison, and Lulu's already separated from you, and you have nothing better to do.
Oh yeah, I was just trying to think maybe about outranging the contaminate.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to do that. The Contaminate's got a crazy long range. You know that you played a lot of Twitch. Worst comes to worst, you just walk up here and you try and ward this. Or if you have godlike map awareness, you recognize that Warwick is already dead and that you are fine. Not even godlike map awareness, but I mean, like, just generally really good map awareness. Okay, we arrest control of the wave. What is wrong with this already?
I have control of the wave. I don't need to be shoving it anymore. I should also. I
No.
can also. Oh.
I mean, that is part of it, but that last auto, you just got control of the wave. You have shove advantage now. Um, the bigger issue is what is Twitch's win con in this lane?
Go invisible and then attack me in my face while invisible.
Right. So it's a lot harder for him to do that if you're in this bush, because then he has to ward. And I know you don't have perfect knowledge over his ward cooldown, but like again, right? This if he I'm 99% sure he's about to Q onto you, and it's a lot harder for him to do that if you're in the bush than in the lane, because you can at least force his ward out, and then you can know guaranteed where he is. Yeah, this is over pushing it though. This is too much. And then yeah, just keep rocketing tower down or minigun. You can minigun because they're this far away. They're too far away from you. You only swap back out to rockets when you need to preserve your HP and then shoot here. But again, that's just like more fluid kiting mechanics, right? Where you just move into minigun as they move into rocket
Yeah, in
at
and out of
out of range, and
threat
then you
range.
move back into rockets when they move into range. Yeah, it's just like small kiting, right? We've already missed 2 or 3 auto attacks on the tower here, but it's a small thing. Okay, again, right? Against any lane where they want to get on you or poke you, or like Twitch especially though, this is bad. Just again, just cheat into the bushes. It's so much harder for Twitch to engage onto you if you're constantly playing in the bushes. And then
I canceled at
let's
least
see,
one auto there.
let's see what happened actually. Okay, so there are 2 ways that you can play this. What are the 2 ways you can play it?
Get away or kill him.
Define get away.
Just run straight north after throwing compass.
Okay. So there are 2 ways you can play it. One is yes, just turn around and shoot him because he's in a 2v1, and like if you just turn around instantly, he dies. And that's just recognizing again triangles, right? The path length between you two onto Twitch is much longer than the path length between them and you, right? Their triangle is just much worse because they're trying to focus you down. So yes, one is turn around instantly, but sometimes that doesn't work. And the second one is run straight back. You're correct in that, but then shoot him at the edge of your rocket range. And you should know exactly how long your rocket range is because you've done the spacing drill, right?
Yep.
So you can just shoot. And does Toach have any way other than his W, which he already used, to shoot you outside of his auto range?
No.
Right. So we have those 2 options. And then you just click Z, and then yeah. For the record, either work. It's just one of those things where you needed to make a decision sooner. Because if you get him to cancel one auto, you live, or if you turn around one auto sooner, then you live, right? It's just going back to the spreadsheet, which I think I conveniently still have pulled up. We are looking at speed of play. Any decision that you decide to make, oh, what the hell happened? Any decision that you make, you must make faster. This like thing where you hesitate and like panic and turn around and stuff needs to stop. Either full commit to running or full commit to turning. And then you can make more decisions as the play evolves, but this needs to like speed up. And to be fair, in your like Road to Diamond thing, the thing I probably should have put that we didn't talk about is fight literacy, but like that's kind of in all of this, right? Fight
Yeah.
literacy is like putting all of this together.
Yeah. Well, and we had also talked about how, right, like
Okay.
developing the rules for myself, which is a thing that I've tried to be like maintain, where it's an even if it doesn't work, right? Then I know that that rule doesn't work, or like that decision that I made doesn't work.
Right. And then this is fine. We're getting some poke down. Technically, we shouldn't actually be shooting this wave that much. We kind of want to wait for Karma to get here before we do anything. And then, what's significant about what just happened?
Twitch use Q,
And
and we have control of the wave.
Lulu just burned E,
Oh, and Lulu just burned E.
which means that you have six seconds where if Twitch tries something, you know for a fact that you win because Twitch has no E. I mean, Lulu has no E, right? So if something happens here, you would know that Lulu has E because it's been over 6 seconds. But like again, right? These are just like small times that you should be paying attention to. And now Twitch has no Q, which means that he can't Q onto us for the ult, so that's fine. We don't necessarily need to get wave control. This is fine. This is all very, very nice and well done. Good kiting. This is just poor spacing. You know that. That's fine. It looks like you couldn't decide whether or not you wanted to stay in minigun or rockets, but like default rule is like rockets unless you have a really good reason to go minigun. But yeah, like other than you take an extra 200, 300 damage here at the back end because you screw your spacing. Let me walk into him for no reason. Unfortunate, whatever. Then we have to back because we know that we're gonna get dove. This is fine. No, no, that's fine. Actually, this is probably a mistake because I'm pretty sure they can dive you.
That's just the two of them.
Yeah, because all Lulu has to do is walk up and poly you and then EQ, and then if they know that your barrier's down, and they should know, then you can't flash because you're polyed. And you don't take enough, and yeah, that should be enough to kill you. This is, I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't think that like staying here is wrong because I don't think that these two have shown that they're going to dive you or like they're good enough to dive you, but it is worth noting that this is a really easy dive if like they know what they're doing. And again, right, you should never be you're trading autos onto Lulu instead of the Twitch, and it's just almost never worth it. I understand that you're trying to get them into ult range, but now look how bad of a position you're in where now Twitch gets to shoot you for free. And then again, right, this is just something that you need to work on as a general Jinx mechanic, understanding that W is almost always damage positive. I don't think it matters here, but it's just like a really, it's a valuable thing to get in the habit of. Instead of like going for the last auto, it's auto W. Yes, I know this cannon is being a little pain in the ass, but
It would have gotten me the cannon money if I had done it.
yeah, that too. Okay, you get Yuntal, and you're up 20 CS. This is fine. Okay, so we should know that we are a lot stronger than Twitch, although that doesn't and this does not apply when he has ult, but generally speaking, we are a lot stronger. This should have been immediate ult. This is perfect. Good job. Nice speedy ult. And then, yeah, this is fine. So if you were in call with your karma, what you just did here, where you take one tower shot, would be considered a major mistake. Do you understand why?
Because we probably want to set up the dive, so we don't want the turret to be heated.
Right, and it also means that you have to waste an extra 3 seconds walking out of tower, and it means that you take an extra 200 damage, 300 damage that you didn't need to, right? Like,
Yep.
it's all these things that are just really, really, really rough, because this is almost diveable if you can like ramp your minigun or get like some pot shots off on Twitch, which is why you're overkiting here, and it's a little bit bad, right? This step back is wrong, and the reason it's wrong is because you're still outside of Twitch's auto range, and you can auto him once and then back off. Or very close to. And it doesn't matter because if he steps up into the trade, then he's trading into a 2v1. And you have item advantage. And then this is probably not, I was about to say because then he can open it for the ult, but it doesn't really do anything because he's got an awkward angle. So something really significant just happened. What does this mean
He just
for
used
us?
Q ult and he's at half health. We win basically whatever we want to do right now.
Well, he burned Q ult and you have item advantage, right? That's the important thing, right? Is that by default, Jinx is stronger than Twitch except for when Twitch has ult. But now that you have item advantage and he has no ult, now you're significantly stronger than him. Your karma should be stepping up. This is really bad from the karma because like you win 2v1. This is just unfortunate, but and then I think you actually kill him with W.
Or
I think
ult.
it's really close. Don't get me wrong, like this is a rough fight because you're fighting through his flash, Lulu ult, and Shen ult. But this is just like a small mechanic thing. Let's see, where is it? Part of it is your karma is not like contesting the Lulu off the wave, and then this is just unavoidable. This is gonna happen, and then yeah, the not dropping chompers I think actually does kill you because we're not abusing the fact that we have one of the only zero cast time spells in the entire game. Because worst comes to worst, we could have immediately like dropped Chompers and tried to run away with Barrier. Because we could have chained Chompers into this, and then he's screwed.
Yeah, Chompers plus W definitely kills him.
And that's just the mechanics thing. It's just like you need to like immediately well the W is not a mechanic. How do I put it? You don't want to insta W, you want to auto then W, but like that is just something that I've noticed like we need to get a little bit more cognizant of is that W is almost always damage positive. And then here, Twitch is still in lane. We got a good chunk on him. That's great. Okay, we have vision of Twitch. This is fine. We kite down. This is all good. Would prefer if we W'd occasionally when he steps up like this. We have full mana bar. We have no reason not to try and like at least fish for a W poke on him. This is really bad. Why is it bad? Yeah, we don't know where Warwick is, and to be fair, I didn't see it. The Twitch was here. I was gonna say, usually this is bad because Twitch has ult, and we lose when he has ult. But this works out. We get control over the wave. I mean, this is just generally solid laning, except for the fact that you need to play in the bush more, especially against Twitch. Like you just need to play in the bush more. This just needs to happen more because you're just making it way too easy for Twitch to stealth onto you. Okay, that's fine. What's wrong with this? No, that's not what's wrong. Who? Yes, he's ulted you for the last two autos. Right. The immediate mistake. That works too. Yeah, but the major mistake here is just the fact that we're trading autos with a Twitch that is poly buffed and is ulting us. We just lose this every time. There's literally no reason to trade autos here. You already landed your W, and then the bigger issue is actually that you step into him. Where is it? 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 Right. And this. Second you hear that ult, watch this. You auto, and then you stand still, and we're just trading autos with him. Don't get me wrong, it sucks that Warwick is here, and like the Warwick being here sucks. Like there's no doubt about that. But like we definitely take like 200 less damage if we don't channel our ult and we don't trade two autos and we just run back. Like I said, like these fights you are literally getting wrong by like 1 or 2 seconds, if not less. But like that's all it's taking for you to like lose these fights this badly and be 2-5-2. Like legitimately, if you had like literally a half second to extra second of like decision time before you did this and came to the correct decision, you would be like 4-1 instead of 2-5-2. Like we are so close. And then this technically we should have just turned around. Untal, we know what Twitch has, huh? Well, yeah, but I'm saying when Twitch goes on to you, we need to just turn around and shoot him for two reasons. One, generally speaking, at rank 8 with our items, we are stronger than Twitch. If we can ramp our minigun, because our Q ramps up to a 105 AS boost plus the 30 AS boost from Unitol, and so we have better stats than he does. And he only has a 50% AS boost. And two, we should know that he has no ult because he just ulted the spot lane. That and the other thing is we're never getting out of here. Like look at the distance to his our safe zone versus Twitch's distance to our safe zone, right? Like we're never getting out of here. which means that your best bet at this point is just to turn around and shoot him and pray. Because you don't have any other choices. It's less that Nunu died, and yes, staying here because after Nunu died is bad, but the bigger issue is at this point we are screwed. We have nothing better to do, and then we should win this fight against Twitch. Because remember what we talked about earlier is Jinx at a certain rank of her minigun is stronger than Twitch and his Q, especially if he goes Collector. But we drop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 autos without trading back, right? And that's just gonna happen. Where the reality is, like, I think we can turn around and almost kill him, just because like that's how the matchup works.
Yeah. Yeah. I had playing through my head my job was to get out of danger as quickly as possible, but I should have been able to recognize that there was no way for me to get out of that danger.
Yep, you're screwed. It's one of those things where when you're screwed, then you may as well commit.
Yeah.
You are correct in that your general goal is don't die in the first place, but if you're going to die, then go out with a bang. I mean, you have you literally have nothing better to do. Okay, this is fine. We're trying to hostage Twitch. We know he has no ult because we should have seen that he ulted. Again, right? This is just like the like thing where we do this and then we walk in is wrong. Just walk straight at him. We should know he has no ult. We can run at him. And worst comes to worst, we W him. Just again, right? We are talking like micro decisions that like are making ridiculously huge differences. Like imagine if you'd gotten the W off immediately and got 1 or 2 autos to chain off of before this. This is fine. This is good. We actually get tower here because we get inside track. This is fine. What's wrong with this?
Twitch is dead. I
Right.
fully ran many. Yeah.
And then we immediately kite back into rockets. And we're kiting backwards with rockets.
I also have passive. Like, there's no reason that he should not just be instantly dead right now.
Right. Again, right? This is literally just like decision making 101. Right? We have Yuntal, which is better in all ins. He started with an HP deficit, and we have Barrier and Karma Shield. And we started in minigun with like ult. Like this is literally as textbook, turn and murk his ass as possible. It to me, genuinely, it looks like you just got scarred by some Twitch player or something. Like you look like you're scared out of your mind.
I'm definitely scared because of the Lulu ult, Shen ult combo that came through earlier. But yeah,
Right, but that's because he flashed onto you. Remember, you need to know, and this is just like something that is just game knowledge. You should know that minigun outranges Lulu ult in terms of the knockup radius. So as long as you don't like barrel stuff Twitch, you can just run him down from there. And then there's laning phase, but like, Brian, I want you to notice this. Even with the fights that we botched, and getting pretty unlucky in that our Nunu decided to never gank the Twitch a single freaking time in the entire laning phase for some stupid reason. You are up gold at 2, 6, and 2. You got first tower. You have 30 CS over this person. If you just cleaned up your laning fights, not even like your laning is actually not bad. You just need to like figure out how to read fights and react a little bit better. Imagine like how far ahead you would be if you just didn't die in those 2 or 3 fights.
yeah. Well, there were at least 2 opportunities where I could have killed Twitch by playing properly, and
Yeah, I mean like genuinely, Brian, you were so freaking close. And the only thing I can really say is I think genuinely the thing that would most benefit you at this point is just go over your laning phases and like break down your own fights for yourself because you if you can just fix how you approach and read fights and like look at your options, you would be unstoppable in this rank. You've already like figured out how to zone. Okay, your trading admittedly sucks. we traded way too much HP on the Lulu. That needs to stop. But everything else, like wave management, we're farming well. We got tower damage in the lane we're supposed to get tower damage, right? I mean, like we go mid because our mid laner's griefing and he wants to go mid lane for some reason. Yeah, I mean, like whatever. This is fine. Great. We stutter step him down. Cool. We see Twitch Lulu coming down. Whoa, hold on. This is wrong. Why is this wrong?
We know Twitch Lulu's off the map. We know, and there's no way I help Karma survive this. She either gets out on her own or she doesn't get out at all.
Yeah, it's a 3v2. Like, this is just asking to die. Oh, and we get, yeah, okay. Well, this is, okay, that one's your fault. I can't say anything about that one, but yeah, I mean, we try to go mid. We can't. Our Veigar's griefing. We can't go get bot wave because Twitch exists. We get jungle camps. This is, yeah, I mean, like, again, the macro here is fine. Like, there's literally nothing for us to do. Yeah, it sucks that Twitch is mid, but, like, we can't do anything. Probably should have pushed the next wave out just because we had a good idea that Twitch is going to be there, and if we die anyways, I mean, we're on deprecated bounties and we just need gold at this point. Like, we have nothing better to do is the unfortunate reality of our situation, but yeah, whatever. Yeah, honestly, I think that going over the rest of this game is a waste of both of our times. Um, I I'm sure I could break down some team fights for you. I'm sure I could break down like, do you want me to do that? I mean,
No,
genuinely.
I think you have a really accurate read. Where I do feel like my biggest weakness right now is still landing phase, and especially with this review, it's very obvious that it is landing phase trading patterns and landing phase fights. I'm feeling much more comfortable like with wave management than I was. Um, yeah, and you told me a few weeks ago, hey, you need to start just really committing to fights and then like essentially limit testing. And I did that very cautiously, and I think I just need to be much. I think I just need to start actually just really being like, oh, I think I win this fight, and then finding out, if I do or don't.
Here. Oh yeah, I played before early in this lane. For the record, just because I want you to just see how it looks like when I'm fighting in lane. Just name a number 1 through 20. We'll look at that game. I
Uh,
don't care.
11.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Cool. It is a Jinx game. It's like there are some non-Jinx games here.
You also have the best Varus in your team.
Yeah, he was pretty useless this game. Um, so for the record, right, this is exactly your elo. Actually, I think it's slightly higher, but whatever. It's close enough to be analogous. Okay. So this matchup, let's go. Win cons, lose cons. How does our lane win? How does their lane win?
This is another where at level 6, she's much stronger than you. Her level 6 burst is insane. As long as you don't get hit by Morg Bind, then you're pretty good for any trade that you take in lane. You outrange her. You should be able to get control of the wave. They do have two AoEs, so they can spend two pretty big cooldowns to take control of a wave. But you have constant wave pressure with your rockets. Yeah, so just watch out for the Morgbind. Is pretty much the only danger, and then try and harass Zeri abusing your range advantage until level 6.
Right, and the other thing too is right, Morg cannot function as a trading partner in lane against in the wave. So as long as I push the wave in, I win literally every trade because it will always be 2v1 against Zeri. There's literally nothing Zeri can do in this lane. You should have also probably mentioned that I'm Jinx and she's Zeri, and with Emilio at my side, I win every level all in early game as long as I can maintain ramp minis. Or technically, I could also kite her out with rockets at
Rockets.
range, but I win a lot harder if I'm just in minis. Let's see.
Yep, follow the wave so you don't get Morgbinded from Bush. You now have wave priority. You saw
And
Zeri.
then I immediately see that I see Zeri, and I have inside track to her tower. Realistically, we should have won that. My support slightly overspaced me, or well, really overspaced me. I mean, if you look where the support is, yeah, like way over here. But right, generally speaking, we win this fight. don't
Yeah.
get me wrong, Zeri's level 1 is really, really good, but like my support missed like 4 autos, so oh well.
Yeah. Also, you have Dorns over the Cole.
Yeah, like this should have been hard winning, but whatever. Not a big deal. Technically I could have tried to flash an auto attack, yada yada yada. Not a huge deal. But let's see how we recover. I don't care about the rest of the map. But I kinda want to show you, like, the second I saw Zeri, you see me keeping my minigun stacks and then still
Yep.
running her down the lane.
Yeah,
I
and
realized that
cutting
I
her off.
can't. hmm And then here I know that it's level 3 to level 1. I cannot trade with her even in this wave, even though I should generally win because Zeri's coming back to lane. Let's see. Again, right? We're just doing good fun. I mean, just fundamentals here. Preserve HP. Don't trade whenever possible. Okay. Morg steps up. Actually, this I really, 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 really want you to look at.
Okay.
What is really significant about how this trade plays out? Hold on, where is it?
Okay, so as
Right.
soon as that Q is gone, you have ramped mini,
But
but
I can't trade in this giant wave,
yeah, you can't
right?
trade in the giant wave. So you're trying to just hit, but you're by using rockets on the range minion instead of on Zeri, you shouldn't be drawing minion aggro, right?
Yeah, but I want you to notice who's closer to me, but who I'm shooting. Who's closer to me?
Morgana,
Right, but who am I shooting?
Zeri,
Why?
because Zeri's health is way more important than Morgana's.
And do I care about Morgana right now?
No, she doesn't have Q.
Right. So this is just like something that you should immediately recognize, and you should be doing more in your games. Is Morgana has just eliminated herself from the game. She just threw QW, she missed. Zeri is now trading, and even in this giant ass wave, look how commanding of a trade I take against Zeri. Just because I'm trading with my support buffs. 2v1 on the animated carry. She was full health at the start of this trade. And notice that my next thought is immediately going back to shoving the wave out. And notice that I'm only shooting the Morgana here because I already have the buffs here and she's trading in my wave. Okay, again, right? We already have the shove advantage and we have the health advantage, right? I stop shooting the wave because I want Zeri to come up and play with me in the wave. Notice how I'm always playing in the bush? Okay, your coach sucks at dodging scale shots apparently, that's fine. But like, notice, right? We want to get control of the wave. We have control of the wave because we're in a much better HP state than they are. I stop shooting the wave and I start looking at zoning them by playing in the bushes. This is Jinx 101 in any lane where you have early trading advantage. Notice I stop shooting the wave, I'm only last hitting, and now I'm trying to build up a fat, like, slow push. Except right here I'm trying to ramp my miniguns just in case they do this. And again, right, I meant to flash over the Morgana Q if you want to know what that stroke episode looked like. I was trying to flash over the Morgana Q because if I flash over the Morgana Q, I get one more auto and it kills Zeri. But Coach no has no good hands.
It
But
would have looked
realistically,
so
right?
cool if you did it though.
Yeah, if I flashed over the bind, then Zeri dies. Like, it's fine, whatever. But I mean, like, even with this, right? Just good fundamentals, good trading. Like, look now, look how screwed Zeri is because I built a slow push and I was poking her at the same time.
Yeah.
If she dies, and she's not gonna get the CS because I'm gonna poke her off of it. And even if she like tries to get the CS, there's a chance she just dies. For the record, I'm literally just walking up to threaten auto attacks, and I'm not autoing because I'm not getting in range, and that's fine because I know for a fact Morgana can never kill me here because I already saw her burn Q. And then the support just walks up and autos her, and then I screw up because I accidentally autoed her on the exit.
But at least the wave's in a favorable state for you.
Oh, it's fantastic. Zarya just lost 2 waves. Like I am so far ahead of EXP in EXP. Like I'm almost level 4. She's level 2. Like I'm behind in gold and I'm so far up in EXP. And this is just good trades. And for the record, just bad mechanics, right? Like me and my support have had like poor mechanical missteps, But like generally speaking, this lane is still in a great position. I'm a full level up on Zeri. Remember how much a level is worth right now?
300 gold? 600 gold?
About, about 600 gold. So I'm actually still up in gold, even though I'm down in like item completion, just because of levels. And again, right? Just because I know for a fact Zeri can't touch the wave 2v1, we try and get like small wave advantage. I probably should actually stop autoing here so I can build a slow push, but just kind of like at this point I'm sure that I'm going to win the lane and I just want to get tower damage. So again, right? Priority is canceling auto attacks apparently as I try and shoot the tower.
Good priority. Good priority.
Yeah. Again, just drop chompers immediately. I can drop the wave because the wave is already shoving and I have prio. I mean, this is just and again, right? This is all just fight reads at this point. I recognize that there is no world in which the Diana gets out. I understand that I can kite this. I'm focusing down the Morgana just so that way I can get the reset and get out. And then we've burned Diana's flash. There's not much to talk about that other than just like I realize that I'm in a bad position. I cannot get out, so I just focus whoever's in front of me and I stay in minigun the whole time.
Yep, use rockets to shove the wave. You saw Zeri back under turret.
Yep,
Morgana's already missing a bunch of health.
bad mechanics, whatever. Morgana steps up 2v1. Whatever, it doesn't matter. She just burned her ult, and it doesn't accomplish anything because my wave is already shoved in. I can take horrible trades like this, and I'm still in the lead. That's all that matters. And then Morgana's isolated herself, and I don't care about Zeri because she's level 5. I apparently just have boomer hands, I guess, and I can't dodge a Morgana Q at max range. I was so sad. If I just got 1 CS of EXP, then I get level 6, but I'm fairly confident at this point that Morgana's backed. Just try and run Zeri off the wave. Yep, cool. Get the wave shoved. Okay, she flashes onto me. I overspaced with my support again. Well, I mean, we just ran opposite directions. Technically could have been saved if she just ults early for the tenacity, but whatever. Not a big deal.
Nice.
Yep, we get 1
Give
ult
it
reset.
inside
I run
track.
over the... Yep. And then I already knew, because I looked at Diana's items, that she had Faded Ashes. So I know that she actually can't burst me here. And she has no ult. And then we just throw the chompers in front of her, so that way she can't do anything, and then back into the game. Right, but all of this literally just comes from the fact that, like, I want you to look at just how fast I commit. And also, while you have it in your... While you're watching this, I want you to look at where you think you would have commit.
Yeah, well, especially with the level 1 play, right? Recognizing that you had the level 1 trading advantage over the Zeri. And, like, I saw the moment where I would have been the Zeri and realized, oh, I'm dead, right? Um,
Right. Then I use W for vision here, but like just I won't immediately, right? The second I got the reset, I started running up through the wave. No, notice I don't know if you saw the pathing. I ran up through the wave to get the cutoff instead of running at Morgana too, right? Like
yep.
these are all just like small micro decisions that are what makes this fight happen. And then I'm keeping the fight really tight. And do you understand why I'm keeping the fight tight?
So she can't get away.
Yeah, yeah, but
Oh,
what
and she
tools do I
doesn't have.
have?
You have barrier.
Right. I have barrier. I have fully ramped minigun. I just saw her use her Q,
Yep.
and I know she has no ult. There's no world in which I die here. I just back here, and then like, right, the lane had a horrible start, and look, I'm already back in the lead. Yuntal is much more expensive than Static Shiv. And then here, I just walk up, and again, I'm barrel stuffing, and why am I barrel stuffing?
You have fully ramped minigun, and you were Morgana binded.
Well, that and, right, I'm fine because I have Milio here. And you'll notice, right, I immediately step back, and then I get 1 shot off and rocket because I wasn't in minigun range, and then I swap to minigun instantly the second I get in range. And then again, right? Just instant rocket the second that she E's over the wall. This is another thing. Your spells, I've noticed in some of the fights, tend to be slightly slow. But I mean, that's just whatever. And then here I realize I can't help the fight, and rather than, join the yakety sax fight, we just immediately shove. Right? This is just having confidence in my own decision making. It's like I see this fight, it's a pain in the ass, it's not gonna go anywhere, and I'm just gonna shove. For the record, I just want to get through the laning phases. I'm just gonna do like 2 laning phases, maybe 3. Okay. Okay, again, I see Zeri top. I don't care. Again, right? Just the same thing I taught you earlier. Just shove the wave and then
Get money.
shove. And then stay in minigun. Tank the wave like we talked about earlier so that the wave crashes faster. I can ignore Zeri. And then notice how I'm already cheating up.
Yep.
Just so that way, once this tower goes down, I kill her. I throw W even though I'm going to take tower aggro because I know the tower's going to die. And then lane's over. And this is just something, right? It's easier to dodge brand Q at max range, so that's why I'm kiting at max range instead of kiting at minigun. I kite at rockets until I get in range for minigun, and then once I get into minigun, I swap to minigun. Just small mechanical stuff. But you can literally do the same thing. And I've seen you do mostly the same thing. It's just that your mechanics aren't quite as like neat. Where I'm kiting at rockets and then I immediately swap to minigun because I just know I can win the rundown. And again, right, this is a fight I don't know if you would have taken. And this is kind of what I want you to see is just watch how literally less than a second of extra time where I throw W as she's leaving my W range, and I take 1 tower shot because I want the slow. I value the slow over my HP. And then look how fast I commit. Just run her down. And I'm stepping inside of my minigun range because I know for a fact that my only goal is for her to not get to tower range, right?
Yep.
We dodge that. I probably should have commit in slightly sooner here. Do you see why?
Because he missed W on you, and he already used the stun on the
Milio.
on your
Yep.
support. Yeah.
So I should have commit slightly sooner here, but I'm just immediately, right? The second I see the Q, I know how fed I am, I know how much damage I do, and I'm more than willing to just step inside of tower range. Because I know for a fact that I have Milio, and then I see Morgana top, and then just off of 2 good decisions, look how much money we
Oh my
made.
gosh. Yeah.
Game's over. Because I've already seen your mid game and your team fighting. Like, you have enough to make it through team fights in a semi-competent manner. You're not like as crisp as you can be, but like that's just something that's going to happen with practice. You personally need to learn how to read fights better and need to learn how to get through lane phase because I promise you, if I took my hands off the keyboard at this point in time and I gave you the reins like you were playing Jinx, I'm pretty sure you could still win from here. Even though your team is behind, you individually are so far ahead, like you would win this game. I almost guarantee it.
I would feel very, very confident in this position.
Right. You are like ridiculously fed, and there's nothing that reaches you. Okay, 1 through 20. One more time. I just want to go through one more lane phase,
9.
just so that you can see that this is a constant thing.
9.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, this will actually be really good for you. I think this is the game where I played against mages, and I actually did not do well early because I played a little too ham with Yumi. Oh, also into mages, one thing you can do, especially if they don't have good pre-6 bursts, you can take TP to match them.
Ah, okay.
Just a small thing. Obviously, sometimes some mages you want the barrier, but whatever, it's fine. We're not going to really talk about win cons because the session's going a little bit longer than well, it's not. Actually, we're still well within time because we started at 8. It's only been an hour, 17 minutes. Yeah, it's not bad for what it usually is. Again, right here, right? I know for a fact I win level 1, so we're just going to step up. Again, right? Just look. I took slight minion damage, and I traded 2v1 autos because my support didn't hop out to auto, which is fine. It's going to happen. But Vagar has gotten 0 EXP. I've gotten the EXP from. I think I screwed up my spacing actually, and this is something that you're gonna have to learn to do when you do this, because this is like one of the most powerful tools that you have against mages. I think I screwed up my spacing and didn't get EXP for. Yeah, I didn't get EXP for two of the minions. No, one, two. Looked like two minions. So, but I still got an EXP lead, which is basically all you're trying to do in that lane. Where I have sustain because I have Yumi on me, and I have an EXP lead because I zone them off of the melees. And then again, right? There's no mage in the game that can match your shove as an AD carry, especially Jinx. Just don't get hit by the Zyra root like an idiot, like I did, and like already, right? We have EXP advantage and we have HP advantage, and then I get hit by too many roots because I suck. I mean, that's just the mechanics. Should have just flashed, whatever. But again, right? I come back, I have HP, I'm probably not that far behind in gold, and look where the wave is. We are sitting pretty.
Yeah.
But again, right? All this is just like I commit when Zyra lands the root because I realize I'm screwed and I immediately run in. I need to just actually dodge a Zyra root, but for some reason this game I can't. I mean, honestly, I'm actually kind of glad. I want you to see though, right? I'm positioning myself in these fights so that way I have a chance if I dodge the Zyra root. Like, let me show you some of these fights. Because I want you to see if I dodge the Zyra root, right? Let's say I just juke back like I'm supposed to instead of just walking into the root like a dumbass. How screwed are they? If
They're
Zyra
very
has no
screwed.
root
They
and
don't
I'm
even
level
get to
3.
come. They don't get to come to the wave. The wave is hard shoving against them, or like away from them, right?
Yeah. Now, if I don't, because then I wouldn't take like what 300 damage.
Yeah.
But at least I'm giving myself a chance, right? I'm doing the thing that I'm supposed to do in this lane. I'm walking. I'm trying to zone them. I failed. Whatever. But it, the thing that I'm doing is twofold. One, if I screw up, I'm not dead. I'm still in the lane. I'm fine. Two, if I succeed, then they're screwed, right? Low risk, big payoff. And that's just knowing your matchup and knowing how hard you can push versus mages. Because they don't kill me from this HP threshold ever, almost. And then we just try and clear the wave out. I didn't dodge the Q. I thought I did. I honestly just forgot that Zyra could be there. I honestly have this was a horrible showing, like mechanically. I should have been dodging a lot more of this, but we get bailed out because Lee Sin's coming down, kind of. Lee Sin misses his E and then doesn't do anything, and then yeah, I screw up the stutter step because I got slowed. And again, right, like this is just gonna happen. Is the unfortunate reality. Keep trading autos because I have no reason not to. Viego comes down. I'm screwed. Happens. Whatever. But again, right? Even if I make bad decisions because I couldn't get the kill, I got hit by a root, I don't have good mechanics. Second, the instant I land W, right?
Yep.
I'm stepping forward
Yeah,
and I'm
you see the
committing to the fight.
chompers. Yeah, yeah.
I see this. I think I can stutter step because I know for a fact that I just saw Vagar burn Cage in his full combo and Zyra just burned her E, so there's nothing to stop me. I'm stepping forward because I'm fairly confident I win this fight. I'm stepping into minigun range, and I think genuinely, if I just kept going, oh no, that's right. I remember I tried to juke down because I tried to dodge the Viego W, but ends up being a mistake because I think if I just stutter step into the Zyra, I can just probably kill her
Yeah.
because I was screwed no matter what. And again, right, like I'm human, I make the same mistakes you do, but at least because I realize I'm screwed. Do you see I'm still kiting, but I'm just putting damage out the whole time? I actually force Viego's flash out.
Yeah, you get a ton of damage on that Viego.
And, obviously the better play was just, kill Zyra, stutter step a little bit better, face tank the stun, yada yada yada. But at least give yourself a chance to be lucky, and once you're screwed, commit. And for the record, I'm down 600 gold because of the clusterfuckery, but, I'm not in that bad of a position. Again, notice every time that I die, though, because I'm dying in really good places, obviously, don't die in the first place, but because I'm dying in really good places, look where the wave is every time, right? I'm getting a full wave every time. I'm down 3 deaths, and I'm still up in CS, because every time I die, I'm always, like, pressuring and I'm dying in very good places. Obviously, don't die, but
better to die in a better place.
Yeah, if you're gonna die anyways, then, make it worth your time. And here I realized that I'm going to get left alone. Lee Sin hasn't ganked very well, and Viego's came down. And I don't think I went all-ins anymore because he has full amp tome, or sorry, lost chapter. Not much to talk about here. Let's see, what did I do here? Oh yeah, now that's 2v2. This one actually probably could have stutter stepped up, but I didn't stutter step up because I thought this was the slow plant and I thought I was going to get slowed on the approach. Yeah, I'm just like not mechanically here this game, honestly. I missed like so many stutters. I'm 0-4. Happens. This is not the best one to show you how to win lane, but whatever, it's fine. But again,
Well,
right?
I think that like a lot of the reads were still really good, and were much more aggressive reads than I would have taken. And right, like the
Oh, right here. This is actually a good one because I saw Zyra top and I knew I could get a large chunk off. And this is like one of the hardest things to do that you're going to int and get wrong a lot of times when you're starting to do it, but understanding that what your win con is even when you're behind. I'm 2v1. Vagar cannot one-shot me 2v1. I know this for a fact. I see Zyra top and I take a crazy good trade, and now I'm back in lane. And again, your coach has boomer hands and can't stutter step anything apparently.
that's okay. You got his cage out. You're shoving the wave. He's at half health.
But because of that, I mean, now because Vagar's gone, because of Zyra's roam,
You
and
got it.
I want you to look at a couple things in this fight because these are important fights for you too. What makes I'm curious. What do you think makes me think that this is a good fight when I see this?
Um. Oh, they're positioned like really okay. So Zyra is essentially in a 1v3 right now,
Hmm.
which is really good for you. You know that Viger head to back, and so Katarina is not in threat range at all right now. Whereas all three of you are in range to do damage to the Zyra. And if you get the reset, that's insanely powerful. That's really good for you. You also have Lee Sin kick to deal with. Oh yeah, you're in a 4v2. Well, yeah. So essentially, you're in a position to really quickly kill Zyra, and then you're in a 4v2, and you should just hard win that. Plus, if Katarina does try to go on you, you have both Lee Sin kick and the Milio, whatever that bubble kick thing is called.
This is a Yumi.
Oh, that's a Yumi. You're right. Okay. Yeah. Well, kill Zyra, you're in a 4v2.
So I have
Get
Yumi
any
exhaust. I have
damage.
Yumi ult. I have Yumi E. Right. I have very good like in here, and you'll notice too. Right. I want you to watch how I play this fight because this is something that like is somewhat hard to do. And I would like you to notice, I'm never stepping in minigun range. I know for a fact that I haven't seen Viego W. Apparently he W'd the dragon. Just saw Katarina ult, which means I can now step in, but I didn't know where her E was, so I didn't step in until then. And now that Viego's here and there's no way I can get to rocket range, I immediately swap into miniguns because I have nothing better to do, right? I'm already here. And then here, I know for a fact I win against Katarina with no ult. So I'm swapping into miniguns, and I'm just trying to stay outside of Zyra range. I don't know why the Yumi's bugged. The Yumi's on my shoulder for the record. I don't know why this
Okay.
bug is here. And then here, I cancel an auto attack intentionally on the stutter step so that I can get off of the Zyra ult. And then notice the second, okay, this is just bad micro for the record, but I intentionally drop a stutter step so that I can get off of the ult because I think that, because you'll get more damage if you're not CC'd than the damage that you drop by dropping in one auto attack, right?
Yep.
And then I immediately shoot her, and then I don't care what the Vagar does because there's no way that Vagar can 100 to 0 me from full health when I have Yumi with E and heal. And for the record, these fights are going to happen in your elo every single time. Well, not every single time, but the overwhelming majority of times. And I want you to see, I'm back in the game, right? Like, I now have an HP lead on Vagar, and I'm staying because, I mean, I have nothing better to do. Vagar has that, and now I spend my gold, and now, after one fight, We're back in even. But that's again, right? That fight is exactly what I want you to see in reads and be able to do in your own games. Is this is a 4v2, 4v3. I know it's a 4v3 because Vagar backed, and I made him back because Zyra went for the top roam. I know for a fact that I can win this, or at the very least, I can shoot without ever taking damage because I am out of range of everyone, and there's nothing that they can do to stop me. And then, okay. And now I'm looking for an angle, but again, right, it's hard to go in because I already got chunked, and the slow plants make it so that I can't run at them in a straight line. And again, right, sometimes you just can't commit. And but I'm always making sure that I can trade autos back. And the reason I'm trading autos so aggressively on Zyra is because she's at the edge of ult range. That's the only reason I'm trading autos on her when I normally wouldn't. And we get Zyra's flash again, right? But every time we're trading, I want you to know that I'm always trading with a purpose. Yes,
Mm.
you're right. I'm right in that like you generally don't want to trade on the support, but the reason I'm trading on the support is because she's almost in lethal range. And also because I have a Yuumi, right? Yuumi's one advantage, especially with Jinx, is that you heal every time you shoot a minion, and you're going to get a lot of healing.
Yeah, Jinx does shoot minions a lot.
And then we just get the shove, and then back, and then I think this is laning phase coming up. Is there anything else that? Oh yeah, I'm walking up with ramp minigun because I saw my Yuumi Q. I know for a fact. Here, I want you to break down this fight. This fight is actually very, very important, and I want you to tell me why I'm doing certain things. Like, imagine that you're shoutcasting this almost, only just do it from a more analytical point of view. What's the
Okay.
play-by-play? What am I seeing? What's really important?
So the first thing that I noticed was as soon as the Yumi Q missed, so like you were following the Yumi Q to go in, and as soon as it missed, you just went back to CSing, which was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Then you saw Lee Sin. You were probably thinking, "Hey, I can give him a W target," but also this puts us in a 3v2. You walk up, you stay outside of the Zyra range. At this point, you know that Vigar Cage is down, Zyra ult is down. Um, I don't know if you can read the plants well enough to know whether or not she used E. But
I
like
knew
you're
she
in a,
used the.
you know, she used E. Yeah, then you're in a, like there's nothing stopping you from then just killing this Vigar now. You can just run straight at his face and he will die. He's got no damage left.
What else just happened?
Did
Two
he just
things.
ult the Lee Sin?
Yep, and something else
Um,
happened.
I don't know what the second thing is.
This is really important, and this is also just knowing how certain champions work. But something really, really important just happened. Okay, I see that they burn double ult on my Lee Sin.
Yep.
That's you're right. That is the number one thing, and I know for a fact they have no CC. Right there. Did you see what happened?
Uh, no.
Okay, Yuumi landed her Q.
Oh. Oh yeah. No, I did not see that happen.
Yeah,
Oh, that's gonna
Yuumi
make it
Q
so
is
much easier.
yeah, Yuumi Q is a slow, and Yuumi Q also gives you bonus on hit damage to the person that she queued.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I
So
really
the
need to
second,
learn Yumi's abilities.
I mean, probably don't. Yuumi's not very popular, but whatever. But anyways, the second this happens, I want you to watch how I'm kiting. I immediately walk up because I'm trying to throw the chompers exactly here. I know where the Vagar's running, and I know he's walking towards tower. I know I'm safe because there's no way that Zyra has her E back up because she just used it. I know I'm safe because they don't have ults. And then I don't care. Why is this flash okay?
I mean, you avoided a little bit of Q damage, but also like it gives you a ton of distance. Oh well, you avoid a ton of damage. Um, it also puts you fully into a 2v1 and means that Vigar now can't escape. I think even if he manages to walk over to the wall, he'll die before he can flash out.
Right. I'm basically making it one. I actually ended up body blocking him, which was an unintended like bonus. And two, yes, even if he flashes, he doesn't have enough distance in a lot of cases, unless he does exactly that flash, which is fine because now he has to walk all the way out to here if he wants to get out. And immediately I recognize that Vagar is out of range, but not he's not out of range as long as I do what?
Uh,
You should see this play coming.
Keep the inside track. How long? What's the cooldown on your trumpers? Too long. Way too long. Switch to rockets and threaten the ult. And then as long as you keep the inside track, he either has to get to a position where he can no longer dodge your ult because he doesn't have flash, or he has to get into range of your auto attacks.
Okay, so counterpoint. How screwed is Zyra right now?
Uh, Dead. I mean, yeah. If you switch targets to her, she just dies. She
Right.
can't get out.
So I can't realistically guarantee the Vagar dies. The only thing I can do is check an ult and pray at this point. But I want you to see the second he flashes, I stutter step, I shoot the stupid plants because I don't want to take too much damage. I shoot Zyra, and then once I see him hug this wall, so he can't juke left and he can only juke out to the right and out up, that's when I fire the ult instantly. Second he touches that wall is when you see me start channeling the ult immediately. And congratulations, lane's over. And it all started literally just because I immediately recognized. Can you imagine, for the record, if I was about a half second slower on following up Lee Sin's death?
Yeah, I mean, they would have just been too far away for you to do anything about it.
Hmm. And this is genuinely what I mean by like pace of play and speed of play is so important. We are talking, I won that fight, got 2 shutdowns and a full tower because I made a play about half second faster. I chucked ult basically instantly the second I saw that Vagar could not juke. Because I have this entire runway here to throw my ult and see if he pinches himself. I don't ever have to chase him anymore. I immediately swap targets on Desire the second Vagar flashes out. All this stuff happens very, 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 very fast. And the second you'll notice too, the second I make a play, I hard commit to it instantly, right? I do not
Yep.
back out, I do not care. And that is something that you're going to have to learn. It's really hard, but it is so worth it. Did you look at the gold, right?
Yeah, well,
6.7 to
and you started
5.5.
like 1-4.
Yeah. And it just came from 2 good fights and generally dying in with the wave in a good place. You can do this. Every game you can do this almost. I promise you can do this. I've seen your games and I know you have the skills to do it. The only thing you need to do is learn how to read fights a little bit better and commit to better fights and commit to the right line of action faster and harder. Because there are some fights where, like that Twitch, right? When he popped up next to you, you immediately recognize I should shoot him, but you didn't recognize I should kill him, right? If you just commit a little bit harder with minigun, recognizing how badly he screwed up, he dies, and then you get to run down to inner tower because I remember for a fact that there was like 3 people mid lane. And imagine how much easier that game is if you have an extra 1.6k gold.
I do like gold.
Genuinely though, this is and if you ever get bored because you have this account added, I made sure that you have it added.
Yep.
Um, look at some of the laning phases and look at like how the fights and do yourself a favor, right? Pause the fight when you see in the timeline a fight is coming up, and then think to yourself, when, what would I do at this point? Like if you see a death coming up in my lane, about 5-10 seconds up, try and figure out what I'm reading and when I'm reading it. I, I, I I'm not gonna go through a full game. I just want to see like what happens in this game. I think this is like again the same thing, and this is going to have. I see this happening in your games, and I want you to see exactly how this plays out. Okay, I'm trading. Why am I trading right now?
Uh, Zareth Q is down, and I'm pretty sure Jin also used his Q, and so you just out damage, and you still have the Lulu shield. Yeah, so just take out Jin's health.
And notice what it takes to get me to back off.
His fourth is almost up.
No, my Lulu shield's down.
Oh, your Lulu shield's down, and so you back off.
Yep, real simple. And now I'm rocketing. Why am I rocketing?
Get control of the wave.
Right.
Seraph Q is down, so you're looking for damage. You've got Lulu shield, you look for damage. You've got Ram minigun. 4 shots down, his damage is gone. Burn both of Xerath's thumbs.
That was really important. Why did I flash there?
So that he couldn't flash fourth auto you.
Right, and I had to do it before he flashed fourth autoed, right?
Yes.
You have
Because
to.
if he's ever in auto range, even for the split second between his flash and your own, yeah, and then as soon as he fourth shots, oh. But the
What
minions
was the
might kill him.
correct play there?
Uh,
There's a play that causes me to win. I want to see if you see it. Because I played most of it correct. I probably overextended and should have like shot the Xerath one auto sooner.
oh, you're not max range. Oh, you step up into minigun. I think if you just keep him outside of his auto range, you might win that.
Right, I can kite him in rockets. I thought I had to shoot him while he was reloading. So I swapped into miniguns, but that's a misread.
Yeah, you could have just kited him out. It's
Doesn't matter, he dies.
he
But
does dies.
uh, but notice, right? Immediately the second I get ramped miniguns and I have the MS advantage on Jin, that's when I immediately commit because I'm pretty sure I can run him down. Turns out I'm wrong, but now I won't make that mistake in the future, hopefully, right? Because I was trying to get inside track on Jin and I couldn't get inside track. And then right here, I'm not pushing because I don't know where Jin is. Jin walks up, and this is going to happen in your games a lot. But right, why am I stepping up here?
All of Xerath's abilities are down. You do more DPS than Jin. Trading
Yep,
into his health is effective. All right.
Zareth does a really good job. He body blocks my W, and if he didn't body block my W, I actually would have killed Jin there. But kudos to Zareth, right? We die, whatever. I screw up the fight, but again, right? I'm not inviting you to int. Well, functionally I am, but this sounds really wrong. But I genuinely do want you to like, even if you don't do it in a ranked game, I want you to do it in like a game where it's like, I think I won this fight. I'm gonna commit and find out. And sometimes you're gonna die. But just really, I do want you to see like just committing slightly faster. Look how close these fights actually are. And I'm pretty sure this is one of the lanes you specifically called out as having trouble against, right? Jin Zerath?
Yeah.
After one gang, look how. And now I have boots to advantage. So I want you to watch how I play on boots to advantage. Okay? They just burned literally everything on my support. So I'm stepping into melee range because I know for a fact I out DPS Jin. And I learned from my mistake last time. I can go for this play because I have guaranteed W on Jin. Zerath cannot block it. I stutter step outside of the Zerath queue. Remember, really important against Jin specifically, you always want to barrier before a fourth shot. You want to barrier like his third shot W or something, because his fourth shot is an execute, so you want to be at higher HP when you receive his fourth shot. And then we just use excited plus mini boots 2 to just kite out all of Zera's stuff, and then we get a kill. And that's just mechanics for the record. That last part, you
Yeah. The
normally would
Xerath
lose to
fight was
Zera's.
pure mechanics. It was mechanical beauty.
Yeah. Well, or mechanical fuckery if you want to count him missing his stuff. But I mean, it depends on how you want to look at it. I don't really care. But I just want you to see just how the second that they burn everything on my support, and the second that I have an angle, and I already recognized coming to lane that I have boots to advantage over Jin, so it is literally impossible for him to run away once I get an in. I commit immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, whereas I probably would have thought, oh, my support has no health. I need to like it's that small 6 to 8 second window where you realize they have nothing they can do to me because they just used it all on Lulu.
Right, and not only do they have nothing they can do to me, they have no way to get away from me because I have boots to advantage, and that's why you hit tab every single time you come to lane, so you know exactly which advantages you have over your lane. I think they actually start playing a lot better here. I don't remember, but Oh, yeah. I mean, this is just me kiting at the edge of my range and just playing them. And then, right, again, I see Xerath E come out, I see Jin W come out, and then look how aggressively I'm playing. Because I know I can get away with this. There's literally nothing they can do. And I want you, actually, here, let's see where in the sequence. Just because I know it sounds like I'm like trying to toot my own horn here, and I promise you I'm not. I just want you to see like what commit points I'm looking for and what commit points you can make as your own player, right? What are my advantages right now?
Your advantages, you have boots 2. You've got more combat sets. In addition to that, because of the minigun, I can't. Oh, level 5 to level. Oh, they're both level 5 as well. So they do have a level advantage, but you have heal, so you've got summoner advantage. Yeah. And then you also have shields. Um,
Right,
and
so I
then
have a health advantage because Lulu exists.
Yep, you have a health advantage because of heal plus Lulu shield. You have an attack speed advantage because of, therefore, combat stat advantage because of minigun and Lulu poly. Um, yeah, and then you've got a move speed advantage because of the boots too.
For the record, I thought I could throw the chompers back. I misspaced the chompers. Whatever, that happens. Okay, I see that, and then immediately, right? He throws E. He steps up. He does the mistake of throwing E and stepping up. He misses V. I step up and shoot him. I'm overspacing, but I'm trying to get around the stupid Jin trap. Didn't know exactly where the Jin trap was. I don't want to get slowed on the approach. They just burn Q. He burns W, and now he's screwed,
Yep.
right?
As soon
Because
as yep.
why is he screwed?
Xerath has an
Yeah,
OCC, and as soon as you got into minigun range, you swapped to minigun. You still have inside track. Yeah. Xerath just kind of sat there to auto attack you, which was nice of him.
yep. And then and all of this is just because the second I saw Xerath miss at something, I immediately turn around to shoot him because I have Lulu shields. I can do it guilt free. I guaranteed win every trade. It doesn't matter if I'm trading HP onto the support because I'm not trading HP. I have a shield, and I'm looking for the rundown. And I started 0-2, and now I'm 6-2 with a 1.5k gold lead. And it all comes down to understanding that Jinx Lulu is desperately looking for an in. That's all you're looking for in this lane. You're looking for an in. If you get an in, you win. If you don't, you lose. Right? I don't get an in here. I'm down half my health.
Yep. Yeah, yeah, and that was the problem I was having, right? Is that both Xerath and Jin have ways to like do damage way outside of your ability to do damage to them, and therefore it makes sense, right? Well, okay, if I can never outpoke them, right, because of the way their kits work, then my goal is to ramp minigun and shoot their faces off.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes you just never get a chance because they never screw up. But I promise you, like in your games, they're gonna screw up. Like it's just gonna happen. Like I'm just kind of blast through this because at this point I'm fed and I'm wasting your time. But I just kind of want you to see like how I'm doing this, right? I get I get one auto on Xerath. I have red buff. I think I can run him down. I run him in a straight line. I get hit by things. Oh no, life sucks. Anyways, moving on, right? Because I have Lulu Shield. This time it's fine. Why am I playing so aggressively right now?
You're super, super far ahead, so you get to dictate everything that happens in the lane.
No, I don't.
Plus,
I don't have the range advantage. They still get to dictate it, but I can try and force things. But I have two major advantages right now. One is you got one. I'm
the
super far
item
ahead.
advantage.
Yeah, it's the item advantage, and I have a red buff, which means I have a slow, which means I can run him down more efficiently. Also, I still have boots 2 advantage, and they still both have boots 1, which is really valuable in these kinds of lanes. Right? Like when I'm talking about like advantages, I'm talking about the fact that I'm faster than them and I have a slow. Right? That's the important thing. The item advantage, yes, it's valuable. Yes, it makes me do more damage, but like I want you to know why I'm looking so aggressively for fights is because I know I have a rundown now on them. If I get it. I get poked, whatever, it's fine. But I have red buff regen and I have Lulu shield, it's fine. Okay, what happened?
Zareth
This
used
is
some
really important.
abilities.
Crap.
Oh,
Damn it.
okay, there's Zareth W.
They're so long range. I have to keep panning the camera out.
There's Jin W. Okay, so and then there's Zareth. Oh, okay, but we're not going in yet. You hit with W. There's the Q again. There's the E. There's the W. There's the W. Okay, there's no crowd control
And
left.
there's the other. Hold on. Give me a sec. Something just as valuable as the Jin W and Zera D happened. What just happened that's really, really, really valuable that you need to notice? Like desperately need to notice.
They used it all on the Lulu.
No, 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 no. Oh, God, I really wish there were precise time controls. I want th there's like less than a second where they make a mistake and it kills them. Because this is fine. I can't follow this. My support went too far forward. This is fine. I still can't follow this. I don't have W. This
Oh,
is
Jin
screwed.
stepped up.
Right. That's all it took. He walked 50 units forward while I'm walking forward to cover my support. That's all it takes for him to. Oh, and then he walks another 50 units or 25 units. Now he's dead.
Yeah, now he's in minigun range, and he'd let you essentially throw chompers behind him, right? Because if he had stayed at the range he was, yeah.
Right. And that's the other thing that you need to know is you can get spacing off of cooldown. You can get advantages and Qs off of cooldowns, and you can get advantage in Qs based off of spacing. One of the other champions that you have a lot of trouble with, I've noticed, is Ashe, and that's because when Ashe screws up, when you screw up against Ashe, she runs you down and kills you. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but they nerfed the bejesus out of Ashe recently, and she does 15% less damage at level 1. Actually, she just does 15% less damage almost, if she doesn't have Q. Are you aware of that?
I knew that they had nerfed her, but I wasn't exactly sure how.
Yeah, they gutted the unholy crap out of her. If she doesn't have her W, I mean her Q, she does basically 0 damage. And if she has and just level 1, if she lands frost on you, she used to do bonus damage of 15%, and now she does 0% bonus damage. So she literally just does 15% less damage. What does this mean about the matchup that wasn't true, that is true now?
So it used to be that,
Wasn't true.
like in terms of auto to auto, it would be about even, but now that means you're about 15% ahead in damage. She just has the move speed advantage.
Right. So there are a couple of fights where I've seen you're playing with like a Lulu or something or Emilio, and they have like a Lulu, and if Ashe is at 600 range, you can't win because you can't ever trade auto to auto with her because she can kite your minigun in with her auto range and her speed, and you can't rocket because rocket loses to her Q, right?
Yep.
What happens if Ashe steps into 300 range?
Then she's in minigun range, and I get the huge attack speed steroid, and she loses.
Right. And that's just like a small thing, right? Ashe can have Q up and she will still lose the fight as long as you're on even HP. But that's only if she walks into you at the same time that you walk into her. So remember in the stutter step drill where I would walk away from you in a straight line and then I would randomly try and juke into you while you're walking forward to try and get an auto attack off?
Yes.
What happens if you do that to an Ashe?
Then I can probably provoke her into walking into my minigun range.
What happens if you throw Chomper behind her as you do that?
Then she doesn't get to get away, and I just get to minigun her until she dies.
Right. And notice how all this is literally just based off of spacing alone. No cooldowns, nothing. It's just if she gets within a certain range where you can chomp her behind her, and you have the ability to ramp minigun with enough HP to survive your ramp, you win. And all this is literally just contingent on spacing and spacing alone. And it's really, 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 really valuable that you understand all the little tells that happen inside of lane, it's not just cooldown based. It's not just matchup based. Sometimes it's just spacing based, right? The how do I put it? This fight, I want this fight to be burned into your mind. That's how valuable this fight is, and just how much of an advantage you can get off of just small spacing errors. And it's why I have you do the spacing, Joel, and it's why I want you to do the spacing so much. I want you to see exactly at what point Jin is screwed. And to be fair, he could have also flashed my chompers, and he could have been fine too. But then I have inside track on Xerath, and he dies. So Xerath is screwed no matter what one of the ways. I want you to see the exact. Tell me the exact moment where Jin is toast. Okay? I'm gonna
Okay.
play it at a quarter speed. Tell me when.
All right. Stop. Yeah, he's already dead.
Right. So technically, about tenth of a second sooner, right?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
And all it takes is 100 units, and he's toast. He's now completely screwed, and there's nothing he can do other than flash out and pray. And he doesn't even do, and he can't even do that. What happens if he flashes out about a quarter second sooner? Maybe a
Uh,
tenth of a second. Why is he still dead?
well, now he can't flash over the chompers, right?
Oh
Which
yeah, but I
means he
said a
has
tenth
to.
of a second sooner. It's like as the chompers are flying out, but I already got the auto off on him. Why is he still
Uh,
dead?
oh, because of the red buff slow?
Red buff slow
You have inside track?
and
Oh, and you have the move speed advantage?
and like we can keep going. Like there are a lot of reasons he's screwed.
Yeah. I mean,
And I
Lulu's
have
still got the
poly,
ult. She's
and
got
we
the
have
heal.
heal.
Yeah.
Yeah, like all of this off of he stepped 75 units too close. That's it. That's the entire matchup. Is he screwed up spacing and he dies. That's all I really wanted to go over. If you want to go over some other laning phases or some other stuff in your match history, I'm more than willing to do it. But I really, really, really wanted to show you those and like break down those like small fights in laning phase because genuinely, your mid game is not that bad. Your team fighting is as good or better than it should be for your rank. You're playing Jinx, who's infamously bad in lane, but she's not that bad, and I guarantee you can win laning phase in your rank pretty consistently too. And I want you to see exactly how I do that. Even when you saw in those games, I'm still not I'm still not 100% on how to play Jinx. I still don't coordinate particularly well with that support sometimes. Sometimes we have miscommunications or like, one of us screws up. That's fine. I started those lanes off so very poorly. And all it takes is just knowing exactly when to commit and on what fights to hard commit and then doing it. Right? Like I was behind pretty badly in all three lanes and they make a mistake and I understand exactly what I can commit on as Jinx, right?
Yeah.
And that's all I wanted to show you. I genuinely believe that if you learn how to read a fight a little bit better and like just practice that, you will do so much better. Don't get me wrong. The we still have a little bit of issues where we trade too much on the support. You still have a few mechanical issues where you space inside of your rockets when you're not trying to swap to miniguns, right? Those are all things that you can work on, and you're already working on them. And for the record, I don't want you to stop working on them because, I mean, they're very, 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 very important as well.
I don't intend
But
to.
right, but right now, your mid game is good enough. We'll work on it later as it becomes more of an issue. Your laning phase, in terms of wave manipulation, is good enough. We'll work on that later when it becomes an issue. Right now, it's literally just trading and fight literacy. And you will start to see a lot of gains right up until I'm pretty sure if you fix most of your fight literacy problems, you're not going to see too many issues, I'd assume, until around mid-plat. Mid to high plat. That would be my guess.
Okay.
You have any questions, comments, concerns, etc.?
I very very much appreciate it. Thank you very much. This was very helpful for me. I've got some good notes. This is yeah, and I've got a very clear focus. I'm very excited to see where this goes. I feel like I've been really really successful actually this past week in my ranked games. The only ones like so I lost that No Astro Phoenix game that we went over. The only other games I lost this week were literally because my support was running it down. I one of the ones like there was this one game where I had this um
Oh nine, yeah, he was running it down. God, cringe support.
oh, I guess I lost it. No, it's the ones. There's two losses in a row with the.
Yep, it is.
Yeah, so the second one is the more. So, right, so there he takes smite. He literally didn't come to lane a single time.
Holy crap, he's TP smite.
He was TP smite rumble support. I lost that game. I wasn't able. And I was against a Caitlyn. Yeah, okay. So the next game was really bad though. So if you hit, just
Yeah.
go ahead and download this because even just the first 30, seconds of laning phase are insane to me that somebody would consider doing this. It's the same person.
Yep, I can see that.
It's the same person.
Unfortunately. Please tell me you reported him at least.
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure I got the notification today that he's been banned. But yeah, I reported him. He starts Cole,
Wait,
and
he
then
goes
he
out
cuts
gate.
the wave at level 1.
He goes and cuts the.
He proxies my level 1 wave. And then, right, gives first blood. He proxies the second wave. He then teleports back and proxies the third wave.
He doesn't even proxy the third wave though.
He does
He's
with his
gonna die.
passive.
Wait, does he get the full wave? There's no way, right? Oh my god, he gets almost the
So
full wave.
those are the first 2 minions of experience that I get in this game.
Oh, oh wow.
Like,
That.
what am I supposed to do?
Uh, cry.
Usually when people say it's a teammate inting, it's like cope.
It,
But this
like,
is for real.
actually, I'm curious. What do we end up doing? I'm genuinely curious. How? Because you're so screwed.
I'm so screwed.
Wait, how do you? You can't even play this lane. Because worst comes to worst, they 2v1 you, right? I mean, okay, yeah, you run her off the wave level 1. Technically,
I
here
mean,
you should be
kind of.
rocketing the tower, but you're warding because you think something stupid's gonna happen. And yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. This is we lose like 3 autos on a plate. Would we have gotten the plate with at least an extra 3 autos?
It would have been close.
Would have been close, right? Like that's the like I think with like 4 autos or 5 autos, we get the plate. Like that's the only optimization I've seen so far. And to be fair, 4 or 5 autos is still a lot. Don't get me wrong, but like I I don't I don't see how we play this game. Let's see. How I think I'm screwed at this point, and I'm just like slamming my head into the desk. Here's where I
Like,
crack the desk,
you
and
can't even
where I
farm.
yeah, here's
So
where I
speaking
crack
of
the desk and
Yeah.
then start calling the ambulance. Okay, and now my support's in lane, and he's going to int and grief my wave again. Okay, here's where I start slamming my head into the desk, and my dad tells me that he's not going to pay for another desk if I break it again. Uh, here's the part where I go to the hospital anyways and say, fuck it, I'll just work on the broken desk.
Yep. So
And he starts proxying my
he
wave again.
starts
Oh yeah, no,
proxying the wave
this is
again.
where the
Yep.
hospital says we're not going to keep serving you if you keep coming in here every day. Yeah, no, I think that this is yeah, not really worth reviewing.
Yeah.
Good
So
for
I
you.
did not blame myself for this loss, or the last one where he took smite and didn't come to lane a single time.
Yeah, no, for some reason I don't blame you either. Go figure.
Yeah. So
But
I
yeah, no, I thank you for not showing me this game for our reviewing because I don't think this would have gotten us anywhere. Um,
no,
yeah,
but I feel like seeing it once is worth it, right? Like just
yeah,
knowing
no,
that
I
that
mean,
exists.
well, hopefully it doesn't exist anymore. You said he got banned, right? So I mean, hopefully, well, I mean, there's
Well, I
no
got
evidence
the
in hell that
general
somebody is, let's be honest.
notification that someone I reported had been punished, right? But that's the only person that I've reported recently, so I think it was that one.
Really? Oh, night sport, come on.
Hey, he's got a
Sorry,
positive
Kevin, I love
JDA.
You're
Well,
just
thank you
a huge
again.
fool.
I am going to go ahead and head out. I got to get to bed, but I
Yep.
really appreciate it.
No problem.
Have a wonderful night.
Adios.
Everyone, thank you so much for stopping by the stream. I really appreciate it. I know that I wasn't as interactive for this. That's kind of the nature of the coaching sessions, but it's something that I really enjoy and find very educational. And I'm hoping that you